done comedy in great places like the Comedy Store and in Zanies in Nashville, and he's here for you tonight as your 2018 Comedy Gauntlet champion. So give it up for my man, Mr. Derek Luna!
How we doing, Miami?
We're doing all right.
We feeling all right? I'm feeling too good to be here, probably. Man, look at this crowd. What a great crowd. You guys didn't come here to ignore the facts of reality. You came here to talk about the issues, right? Religion, politics, let's dig into it. I can see it on your faces. You didn't come to a comedy show to ignore the reality of the world for 90 minutes, did you? No, you came here to tackle it head on. Let's do it. So I had this huge pimple on my nose all last week. And instead of telling people I had adult acne, which is true, I told them that it was an old piercing scar. That's a hot tip. You can use that. Tell people your weird pimples are piercing scars that are healing incorrectly. It sounds more badass that way. Do it. Consequently, that's how that rumor got started about me having 39 dick piercings. Changing the world, guys. We're changing the world one joke at a time. Right? Speaking truth to power, that's what we're doing up here. Let's tackle these issues. You know, part of my job is to make you laugh. Part of the rest of my job is to challenge your preconceived notions about life. Let's start here. Mustache rides. I don't think they're a real thing, man.
Oh, yeah, they are.
I think you grew that thing out for nothing.
Yeah.
She likes it?
I love it.
I'm just saying, I think it's something funny we said in that Super Troopers movie that one time. I don't think it's a real thing. I've never ever met a lady except for this loud lady up front. I've never ever met a woman who's like, yeah, I want to fool around. Dong? No thanks. Fingers? Yawn. Old news. You know what I'm into? Those coarse, bristly facial hairs. Rubbed up against the most sensitive part of my female body. What's he rocking? The smooth stash? What do we condition it? What are we doing there?
He's growing it long over the lip.
All right, we're changing the world up here. It's called a comedy show, not a let's talk to Diane in the front row show. Let's try to keep this going. Changing the world up here, it's not easy to do. Give me a break. You want more of these world-changing jokes? You're gonna get them. You know, my friend Joe had a surgery to remove a cyst from his butthole.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, Joe, that surgery sounds painful. And he was, yeah, it was painful. But it's kind of like when you get your tonsils taken out, you get all the popsicles you want. These guys get it. Guys, he's putting the popsicles. We got it. Just want to make sure we're on the same page, for sure. No audience member left behind. That's my policy. You know, if I had the ability to pick my own superpower, I wouldn't want to fly or have the laser vision or any of that. I would want the ability to teleport my farts into somebody else's mouth. I don't know how that's going to help me fight crime, but that's the one I would pick, right? That would just be fun, right? Especially come election time, and I don't care which side of the aisle you're on, that would just be fun, right? Somebody's giving a speech. You know what this country needs is a... Oh, I don't know what that was. I know what that was. It was taco night last night. Have I made my point? We don't need to change the world. We can just have some fun, tell some dick jokes, and get out of here. It's going to be a good time, right? We'll be better for it. We'll be better for it. I am obsessed with my wiener. I'm obsessed with measuring my wiener. I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed. Somebody brought their young daughter here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what you're about to witness. I am. I'm obsessed with measuring it. I don't reach for the ruler though. I've got one of those kitchen counter scales that my wife counts calories with. Old timer's shaking his head. He knows what I'm talking about. I'm interested in finding the weight of my wiener. 34 grams, guys. Go ahead, be impressed. 34 grams. Now, you guys seem like a smart crowd. You guys probably know once you know the weight, you can just dip it into a graduated cylinder to find the volume. That's easy to do. That's called water displacement. That's Science 101. You guys know, right?
No.
And like I said, you guys are smart. You probably know once you know the weight and the volume, just a couple quick calculations to find your density. To find the density of you. Am I the only one walking around knowing my dick density? Is that grams per square inch? No? All right. Okay. All right. Get it together, my Emma. Come on. What else can I tell you about myself? I'm a married comic. I'm a married man. I'm a married comic, which is kind of weird. You don't see a whole lot of married comics because there's not a whole lot of financial security up here on stage. You know what I mean? I think when women are young, they're like, you know what I find sexy? A man who could make me laugh. But when they get a little older, maybe a little wiser, they're like, you know what I find sexy? A man who could buy me a goddamn cheeseburger. Just one cheeseburger. I'm not a gold digger. I want some stability, some responsibility in my life. How about a man who's not, I don't know, older than his credit score? Let's try that. Let's see how that works. I think the moral of this joke is that Warren Buffett gets pussy. And we know what he looks like, right? He's gross. He's gross, but he can buy a lot of cheeseburgers, man. A lot of cheeseburgers. Me and my wife, we're trying to add some, I don't know, fun and games into the bedroom. I don't know why my shoulders are doing that all of a sudden, but we're trying to add some fun and games into the bedroom. We started with naked Scrabble. It's not as much fun as you would think it is, guys. It really isn't. When you're laying there naked and you got the letters in front of you, you can't use any of the words you're thinking of. You know, dong's not in your dictionary. Pussy lips is technically a compound word, and there's no hyphens in the bag. Can't use that one. We tried naked battleship. Those pieces hurt when you roll over on top of them. I'll tell you that right now. My wife's like, is your battleship an A9? And I'm like, it's one of the A-holes. Definitely. Man, I love my wife. She's very street smart, very street savvy, but she is not so book smart, guys. She's constantly messing up words, and she doesn't even realize that she's messing them up. Like last Halloween, we were going home for Halloween. She was like, let's watch a scary movie for Halloween. Let's watch that movie Frankenstein. That's not a movie or a person or anything. Benjamin Frankenstein? That's a great Halloween costume idea, but that is not a real thing. She had a friend who was going on a vacation to Jamaica, and she said, take lots of pictures. I want to live vicariously through you. Pretty sure you mean vicariously. Otherwise, we should talk. We should talk about this, right? We should have a conversation at least. Now, my wife sucks at small talk. Her version of small talk is just to ask me a bunch of questions, open-ended questions, things that you could just like look up on the internet. Yesterday she asked me, so, what's the deal with books? Like I don't have the time to sit here and describe to you the whole history of Gutenberg and the printing press, right? So that's when I just turn my phone on and I say, hey Google, talk to my wife for a while. Just let him take over. Man, it's good to be back here. I grew up here in the Midwest. I went to college up in Springfield. I moved back in July. I'd spent the last 12 years out in Los Angeles, man. And man, LA sucks. I'm here to tell you. It's not fun, okay? I know there's some nice places out there, and you'll visit them when you go on vacation. But when you're out there to live, oh man, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's like in Back to the Future 2 when Biff's running Hill Valley and there's just garbage can fires everywhere. It's terrible. In my neighborhood in LA, I used to play a game called Bad Dog or Bad Human, where you just walk around your neighborhood stepping over piles of shit, trying to decide if it was made by a bad dog or a bad human. Here's a tip. If it's laying next to a Colt 45 can, that's a bad human. That's a bad human. Or it's that 80s Bud Light dog, Spuds McKenzie, because he doesn't pick up his loads for anybody, guys. He's all attitude. Yeah. You know that movie La La Land? It makes it look all nice out there, you know what I mean? That movie would have been way more realistic if those two were two-stepping out on the pier, and in the background there was an old guy looking like Moses parting the Brown Sea. You know what I mean? It would have been way more accurate. When they did that movie Escape from L.A. with Snake Plissken, the post-apocalyptic movie, when they did that movie out in L.A., they had to put out some of the garbage can fires just to make it. They were like, this is too much. People aren't even going to believe this. It's terrible. Have I made my point? It's terrible. You guys doing all right? I'm doing good. Man, I'm excited to be back here in the Midwest. You know my favorite thing about the Midwest is? There is a convenience store here called Come and Go. And nobody even talks about it. Nobody even says anything about it, guys. Come and Go. That sounds like a sexual assault, let's be honest. It sounds rude at the very least. Rude at the very least. I mean, what were the other names they were thinking of? Jizz and Jolt? Splooge and Split? Ejaculate and Evacuate? I don't know. I've got a long list. Blow your load and hit the road? I don't know. While I was out in LA, I did get, I was trying to do the actor thing for a little while. I did get some work as a background actor. You guys know what a background actor is, right? He's just moving around. You know, you don't have any lines. You just walk around in the background. And I was a background actor on that TV show Scrubs. You remember the show Scrubs? That shows you how long I've been failing at life. It's been off the air. It's been off the air for a while now. But yeah, so we're back in the background actor's room, and the director comes back and he says, so, one of you guys have lucked out. One of the actors called in sick. We've got 2 lines available for one of you lucky bastards. Who wants them? And everybody put their hands in the air, except for this guy, because I know they don't want this. You know, they don't want this on TV. But no, he looked around the room and he goes, you're perfect. Perfect, guys. I've never been perfect for anything. I'm perfect for this role. I read the script, it's 2 lines, it's an AIDS patient. Not really sure how I'm supposed to feel about that, Hollywood. Thanks. Telling me I look sick right to my face. One of the lines was, I got AIDS. The other line was, I got AIDS real bad. Apparently Scrubs had some AIDS humor they had to do. I still don't see what's funny about it. But no, it turns out I have a type. Cancer, meth, AIDS. If you're dying slowly, I need to play that part. I should play that part. Out west, they call me the Dustin Hoffman of malignant tumors. In some circles, I'm just known as Daniel AIDS Lewis. And, I'll take it. It's a compliment. You got to take the compliments where you can get them, guys. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Man, I've been out on the road for a while. Playing a lot of comedy shows, staying at a lot of La Quintas. La Quintas? Am I saying it right? La Quinta? La Quinta. I'll do this all night, Diane. Staying at a lot of the... I'll tell you, the thing about La Quinta that they're not advertising, they've redone the rooms. They're nice, okay? The rooms are nice enough. But they're still the cheapest motel, guys. And so the clientele is still just scumbags like me. Still just scumbags. Each night I stayed at a La Quinta on my last trip, I had a little tiny little joint that I was going to smoke in the parking lot at the end of the night. You know, just it's one of my only vices. I'm going to sneak out there. I'm looking for a dark corner of the parking lot to sneak off to so I don't bother anybody, you know. I'm sneaking out that side, not through the lobby door, it's a little side hatch door, you know. Trying to be private about this. Don't want to disturb anybody at this high-class establishment. What they didn't cue me into was that there's like 7 people in the parking lot just smoking full-on blunts. Just full of scumbags. I don't need to be incognito at all. I stayed at a La Quinta in Alabama, and the head lady, the housekeeper lady, had a full-on beard. Full-on beard. Bigger than yours, sir. I mean... She had an Arelco, obviously. She was keeping it trimmed up. It looked nice. But I was checking out, and I was trying to start that conversation, man, the uncomfortable show business conversation. How much are they paying you here at La Quinta? Let's make this beard work for you, you know? I've paid a lot of money to see a bearded lady. How much are they paying you? No? Okay, all right. Didn't work out. Much like that joke. Man, when you're staying in the hotel, you're out on the road, all you're doing is watching movies. That's all you do all day. You got a whole day of nothing before the comedy show. I've been watching a lot of movies lately. I watched that movie White Men Can't Jump. You guys remember that one?
Yeah.
I heard they're making a sequel to White Men Can't Jump called White Men Shouldn't Be Allowed to Do Anything Ever Again. Oh, Hollywood. What are you going to think of next? I watched that movie Brokeback Mountain. You guys remember that one? Brokeback Mountain? Man, that movie Brokeback Mountain, that really changed my tent wrestling game. You know what I mean? I went camping all the time with my brothers and my dad, and sure, we wrestled in the tent. But man, some of these moves these guys had, I didn't realize you could hold a man down with your mouth. I'm just saying, I can't wait till the next family camping trip. My brothers are not going to see these moves coming. They're not going to see them coming, guys.
That was not good. Not good. Oh,
She's liking it. You know what movies taught me? Movies taught me this. Wearing black makes you cool. We kind of already knew that, right? But I'll go you one further. Wearing black makes things that are totally terrible kind of acceptable. Like you could be a thief. Everybody hates a thief, right? Everybody hates a thief, but put on like a black sweater and a black stocking cap, now all of a sudden you're a jewel thief. And that's pretty cool, right? You could be a murderer. You could be a murderer, but do it wearing all black, and all of a sudden you might be a ninja. And that's bad to the fucking bone, guys. You could be a complete waste of money, but do it wearing a snazzy black suit, and all of a sudden you're the movie Men in Black 3. And that's good enough for me. That's cool. I'm digging it. Let's keep it moving. I'm with this guy. Let's keep it moving. Keep it moving. You know, we keep it moving. Man, you guys heard of Papa Murphy's Pizza? It's the pizza company where you pick it up, it's frozen, and then you take it home and cook it yourself, right? So Papa Murphy's Pizza offers a Valentine's Day heart-shaped pizza. Man, I screwed up. You should not do this. I got my wife a heart-shaped pizza that she has to cook herself. So I showed up with a heart-shaped pizza and a chore for my wife to do. The conversation went like this: hey, happy Valentine's Day. Oh, you want a divorce? That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Don't do it. It's not fun. You know, when me and my wife haven't had sex for a while, I like to let her catch me masturbating in a weird and interesting way. Doesn't matter what it is. It's just got to be kind of weird and interesting, you know? Laying on my back on the laundry machine, standing up on the kitchen table with a bunch of weights attached to my balls, just stretching them out. It doesn't matter, just as long as it's weird, you know? Just to remind her, hey, if our love life is the band NSYNC, I'm the Justin Timberlake here. I'm the most creative member, and I'm in immediate danger of starting a solo career. I'll do it. I'll do it. So how about we go up to the recording studio and crank out another hit, Joey Fatone? How about we do that? That last part a little bit too mean. I'm calling my wife Joey Fatone. You're right. It seems mean to me too. A lot of jerk off stuff in my material. We should tuck it out, right? It's too much. It's too much. Too much tug material. You know, one time I tugged it 11 times in one day. Don't clap. Don't clap. 11 times in one day. It's still my record. It's embarrassing. You know, times 9 and 10. Nothing came out but dust. I thought LeBron James was about to take the court. On time number 11, nothing came out but a little white flag. My penis had finally surrendered to my onslaught. Man, I got a new beef, guys. I don't like this. I don't like this country music singer named Luke Bryan. You guys know who Luke Bryan is? You guys know who Luke Bryan is, right? Come on, this is country territory out here. Man, I don't like him. Maybe because my wife really likes him. She really, really likes him. She wants to have sex with him more than me. Maybe that's the reason why, but I think I got some other good reasons. Number one, this guy Luke Bryan sounds exactly like Gomer Pyle, and I can't get over it, guys. Am I wrong? I'm not wrong. He sounds exactly like Gomer Pyle. If you've never heard, there's this YouTube clip where he's talking about making his latest record, and it sounds exactly like this. I swear to God. He says, "Yeah, man, I was in the studio with my producer Andy, and Andy was playing some of these tracks for me, and I was like, I don't know about that, Andy." But then my bass player Barn started kicking in, and I was like, "Yeah, Barn, that sounds pretty good. I like that." Then I started laying down some of my lyrics, and I was like, "Shazam!" I swear to God, go listen to it. Also, he's not a smart guy. He's not smart. You can tell in the lyrics. He's writing these songs, guys. He has a hit song on the radio right now that goes like this. Out where the cornrows grow, row, row my boat. This is a nursery rhyme, guys. This is a nursery rhyme that he's put out as a hit song, and we're just letting him do it. What's wrong with us? Can't you hear the songwriting session right now? Girls go out to the woods, find a place to park it. This little piggy went down to the market. That works, right? That'll work. Girl, you got my head spinning around, and a London Bridge is falling down. That works, right? That's good. That'll work. Is that enough about Luke Bryan? I'm tired of him. We're letting them get away with it, guys. It's on us. How are we feeling, Miami? Feeling okay?
I'm feeling great.
Yeah, you are. I'll get there eventually. Man, you know, I talk in my sleep. I talk in my sleep, which is not fun. Especially if you're married. I woke up the other day, my wife was like, "You were talking in your sleep again." And I was like, shit, I'm sorry. What did I say? She said, "Well, this is a new one. You farted, and then you turned over your right shoulder and you said, I'll talk to him about it tomorrow." Having full-blown conversations with my own butthole. I was like, "I'm sorry, baby, I don't know what that's about." She said, "I don't know what it's about either, but I'm just excited I'm not the only one around here talking to an asshole every day." Man, you guys heard of that? You've heard of that comedian Louis C.K.? Yeah, he's in some trouble, isn't he? In case you haven't heard the news, he played with himself in front of some ladies, and no one likes him anymore, as they should. That's gross. You shouldn't be doing that. But I don't judge the guy. I've not been there. I've not done that. I'm not going to judge him, you know. I don't judge people unless I've put myself in that terrible situation and been there, you know. I mean, the one time that I masturbated in front of a woman, Mom just never said anything about it ever again. She just slowly closed the bathroom door. Made a mental note to buy new hand towels. That's how that one worked out. So I talked to you about, I'm a failed actor, I'm a failed husband, we're currently failing at comedy. I'll go ahead and check that box too. But you know what, I also was a failed country music singer at one point, and I went out to Nashville, tried it as hard as I could, didn't quite work out, but I still think I got some badass songs. Could I play one for you?
Yeah. And it better be good.
Who came? This one's going right out to you. Who came here with somebody special? There you go. Lovely couple up front. Plenty of couples smattered around. I see you guys over here. I see you guys over here. This one's going out to the couples in the audience. This is a bit of a love song. This is the most romantic song ever written. And we'll know for sure once Derek Luna versus Kenny G settles up in Springfield District Court. He's got a lot of lawyers. But I got a strong case, guys. And it goes like this. If you came here with somebody special, I want you to get a little close tonight. You're about to fall in love all over again. And once these juices start flowing, one of y'all is going to end up pregnant. I don't care. I don't care what the story is. I don't care if medical science says it's not possible. Hope y'all enjoy it. This is a song for lovers. It's called I Still Love You. Girl, if loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. Girl, if loving you is a sin, I'm gonna pack my bags for hell tonight. And if your pussy was filled with rat poison, I'd say call poison control and tell them I'll be on my way. No, I don't give a shit, 'cause I'm in love with you. And if your mouth was a bear trap, shit, I'd say that's kind of odd. It's pretty messed up, honestly. But do you think you could hold that bear trap open long enough for me to stick a dick in without getting it chopped off? If your titties were made out of landmines, I'd reply, looks like I'm gonna be a double amputee before the morning light. No, I don't give a shit, 'cause I'm in love with you. I tried to tell you guys, tried to warn you. Now some of you guys are looking at me like, what in the hell is going on right now? It's called love, dumbasses. Get used to it. No, I don't give a shit about your landmine tits or your bear trap mouth that nearly chopped off my dick. Relationships are a lot of work, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
I think we should see a doctor about your pussy filled with poison. 'Cause that's like a medical condition, guys. We can fix that. It's probably harmful for you. We can go visit the OBGY. I don't know all the letters, but let's go. I must be drunk, 'cause I still love you.